Have you met Toad? He's Princess Peach's PA. Just between us, I think he's dead.
It's okay to be gay, let's rejoice with the boy.
When it comes down to LGBT in animation or any forms of media, there are usually two very predictable reactions. The people who support LGBT going wild and praising that said movie or show, and the people who hate LGBT who say the people behind the show or movie are sinners and that LGBT must be wiped from the face of the earth as it's Satan's work and that they should kill all the fags that don't agree. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Cartoonshi's first ever Green Day reference. Praise me like a goddamn king, you peasants! Or, occasionally, you have some people who are in the middle of the whole thing, saying that they're just including a gay, lesbian, or whatevs the fuck character or couple to be more PC and SJW, and that they're forcing LGBT down people's throats. And it's perfectly fine if you think this, since a lot of forms of media nowadays are doing this and it may seem like SJWs are taking over the world. However, for the most part, this is simply not the case. I'm here today to talk about the difference between forcing LGBT down people's throats and just simply giving the community some representation. And I'm also going to do it in a way that doesn't make me look like a liberal cuck or an alpha male, as you, patriots like to put it. I will also be using animation as a main example in this video because that's where most of the attention seems to be going towards. So let's just jump right into this. People usually bring up the argument that because it's a cartoon that's aimed at children, they can't show LGBT, as if it's apparently harmful to them. Not only are you forgetting that your child sometime in their life is going to see a lesbian holding hands with someone walking down the street, but you're also forgetting that children need to be taught about this sort of stuff. When children first learn about relationships, they usually only understand that a man and a woman could be together because, you know, how else would they be here in the first place if it wasn't thanks to the Papa breaking the condom with Sweetie? Actually, now that I think about it, Papa might actually have PTSD every time he sees something white, so maybe that's why he's a complete dick to Johnny. Johnny. Yes, Papa. I'm afraid of spunk. So a child needs to be educated and needs to be taught that, yes, people can like each other if they're the same gender. So saying fuck, I hate saying that twice. So saying that showing LGBT to children is forced is completely false. However, LGBT can still be forced in cartoons, like if a show decided to include a gay character or couple and shoved it in your face and said that you have to accept it, that they're incredibly special for including a gay character and that this will change the world. You know what I'm saying, right, Crunchyroll? This sort of stuff is what forcing LGBT actually is. Making the character gay as their only character trait and making it out as a big step for society is not what LGBT representation is. So let's just say you have this show, it has a steady following, and it has a mainly heterosexual cast. But then you add a gay character, and you only give him the character trait of the word faggot. Wait, hold on, I have to not offend anyone here. Character trait of the word homo, and then you start praising it as a big step for society. How would that turn out? Sure, Tumblr would have your back, but if you have some functioning brain cells, then you'll immediately realise that isn't a very good fit. Most people would dislike you for doing that. Let's say you rewound time and did this again, but this time you actually write that character as a character, and made them gay but didn't make a big deal out of it and treated it as if it was just a normal thing. Now that is what LGBT representation is. Still taking notes, you fucking fuck? And thankfully, most modern cartoons have gotten the hang of this. Loud House is an interracial gay couple that are actually likeable characters, and even one of the main characters is bisexual, and she's one of the best characters on the show. Then you have Marceline and Bubblegum in Adventure Time, Blubs and Durland in Gravity Falls, all of the gems in Steven Universe, and even Star Wars The Force of Evil have background characters kissing. I was going to include Clarence on the list, but then again, who actually gives a shit about Clarence? If you're going to make an animated show and you want some LGBT representation, then this is how you do it. You don't make it out as something new and exciting, you treat it as if it's a normal thing, and make sure their personality isn't defined by their sexuality, because stereotypes are dog shit unless they're done well. But unless your show is specifically meant for gay people, which, let's be honest, wouldn't really be that beneficial, then you shouldn't make everything gay, because then that would seem like actual forcing, even though it technically isn't. Look, trying to appeal to everyone with your work of art is impossible no matter how much you try and represent a certain race or sexuality, because trying too hard to appeal to a certain crowd will end up making your show or movie absolute wank. And this is why you have to balance everything out in your show if you truly want to be accepting of everyone, which you don't have to do, and it's perfectly fine if you don't. You can make a fantastic show or movie without trying to make every group on the planet happy. But if you do aim to represent certain people, then remember to follow the footsteps of many cartoons of this generation, because they they have pretty much nailed it. With, you know, some exceptions, LGBT is being represented pretty well in today's various forms of media, from books to TV to film. I think so far, most people are happy with it. And I'm happy that I have hopefully not pissed off the remaining 40% of America that dislikes LGBT with what I've said. Now let's just check the comments. Holy fucking shitting, Christing, bollocking, blowjob, cunting, motherfucker.